Okay, so this, I'll go straight to my online adab online adab again, or maybe somebody else want to, okay, those who just listen to me. Ahmad Gharib, can you explain the adab to your friends? You were here just now, right, when I explained this?
Yes, can you hear me, madam?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so as you can see on the screen, you have to follow the instructions. So first you have to use your real name and metric number whenever you get in on the name listed below your picture. Prepare materials beforehand always. Be early on time at 8:30.
Prepare materials beforehand if I give you any things to do from the previous class. Okay, if you don't do it, I have the right to kick you out from the class. Okay, here, go on.
Always be ready. I mean, always be early. So you have to be in class before or on maybe by 8:30. After that, you will not be accepted into the class. Get dressed in formal class attire. For male, you have to abide by the university's dress code. You have to have the collar on the whole time. And for female, you have to cover the aura. And inform family or housemate that you'll be on a virtual call. That's pretty much clear. You just have to make sure it's quiet at home where you're sitting at. And upon entering, you have to switch on the camera and mute your microphone and identify yourself. Say hello or something that show that you're here.
Explain a bit more on this.
For you have to switch the camera. It always has to be on. Mute
Unless
yourself unless you have to unless you have basically any issue or any what's it called, connection issues, as where you can't open your camera, as well it will affect your connectivity and your ability to basically attend the class.
so,
The rest,
when do they have to inform me if they cannot turn on the camera?
you have to inform her before the class on Telegram.
Yeah, so it should be 10 minutes before the class, huh? So 10 minutes before the class, every time, even if the same reason every time, you have to text me and tell me why, tell me that you cannot turn on the camera and the reason why. So, okay, otherwise you have to turn on the camera. Okay, next.
Always mute your microphone to avoid any echo sounds in the background. And obviously, if you want to say something, then you may unmute yourself and say it to madam. And identify yourself. So when you enter the class or when you're gonna speak, you have to identify yourself so everyone knows who's speaking. Okay, so and then I don't have to read the one below. Okay, so during the meeting, ask for consent before recording. So basically the meeting will always be recorded, but then if you would like to record from your own end, you have to ask for madam's consent. So before the recording, you have to inform her. The instructions will be recorded. So yeah, this one, I mentioned this one. So you always have to participate in class. So when there's any question or something, you have to participate. You have to show that you're interested, you're cooperating, and you are fully your understanding of what's being taught in class. Show that you are cooperating and understanding. If you don't speak up, then, or if you don't participate, it shows that you're not listening, or you're not grasping the information properly. And if you need to leave the session at any time, or you need to go somewhere, like use the washroom or something, you have to always notify the lecturer. You're going to use the washroom, or if there's something, you have to pick up something from downstairs or something that came up, or anything, you always have to inform the lecturer that you will be leaving for a while, or you'll be leaving for the class.
Okay, thank you very much, Gharib. So, okay, brothers and sisters, here's the adab in class. I think the adab applies to all classes, but it depends on the lecturer whether they want to, implement that or no. But still, adab is adab. But in my class, I will implement this. So as mentioned, very importantly, we need to have like a communication. That's why the camera should have switched on unless you have any problem with the data or any problem. And the other big rule in my class is you have to participate. If you decide that you don't want to participate, you are welcome to find another elective. Okay, if you don't, if you are lazy, you want to take the class for the sake of finishing your credit hour, my suggestion to you is to find other class, other elective course. So, and this week is a add and drop week, so you have the chance, and if you need my signature, I will assist you on that. Okay, so and this because I think, okay, never, after this I will ask you why you join this class. So I think before we continue further, let me ask you, why do you choose to come to enroll in semiconductor device class? Who wants to start first? So I can see those who are not turning on the camera. As I mentioned, if you don't turn on the camera and you don't tell me in the chat why, I will kick you out. Once I kick you out from the Zoom, they will block you. So I'm sorry lah. So I give you a few minutes to explain yourself or to turn on your camera. So you can explain yourself or you turn on the camera. Okay, waiting for Afridul Ifaj and Hana Batrisha. Okay, so after this I will no longer give you any warning. If I don't see you turning on, it's my right to remove you from the class. Okay, and it's your right to not turn on if you tell me why. So it goes both ways. I will not being harsh to you, because I already told you this is the rule, and you have the escape when you give me what do you call it, reason why. If you know reason, then there's no reason for you to not turn on your camera. Okay. Alright. So as I mentioned, this add and drop. This week is an add and drop, so you can choose other class if you don't like my rules, because this will be the same rule every day that you come to my class until the end of semester. So you'll be tortured if you don't like my rule. So it's your choice, brothers and sisters. Now, so remember, my other rules is to participate. Okay, now I'm asking you, why are you enrolling to this class? Who wants to go first?
Can I start first, madam?
Yes, Aiman. Ada dua Aiman. Should I call you Elmi ke apa?
Elmi is good.
Okay, Elmi.
The reason why I enrolled semiconductor, because last time I was enrolled in VLSI class with Madam Arfa, and she told this semiconductor class is very correlate to this VLSI class. So if I want to learn more, so I should learn semiconductor device also.
Okay, so your reason for joining this class is?
Because I enrolled previous VLSI circuit by Madam, so I just want to learn more about VLSI and semiconductor.
Okay, thank you, Elmi. Next.
I enrolled because I was last semester I actually took a software-based class. So this semester I wanted to learn more about the hardware. So this semester I'm taking semiconductor devices.
So there are other hardware courses. Why you take semicon?
Oh, because similar to what Aiman just said, I'm also taking VLSI, so I thought it would go well together if I take both of them.
Okay, thank you, Hana. Next.
Can I go?
Salam.
Can I go first? Can I go?
Yeah, sure. Got it.
So the reason why I chose semiconductor is, okay, the fact that everything that we use, all the devices, computer, our cell phones, our gaming, our whatever component, electrical component, it uses semiconductor. It's a very vital component in our daily equipments. And it got me, and I learned that it's very important. It plays a very vital role. And the reason why I took it is because so many, not only the interest I'm interested in, it's also when I was doing my internship, one of my internship is that there were so many companies, semiconductor companies.
Where did you do your internship?
I did it in Malaysia in Aiden Group.
Aiden Group?
So, yeah, Aiden Group International, where I was in the technical department. So where I was supposed to, basically I do reach out to big corporate companies, and I managed to do research on many companies, and many companies were semiconductor companies. They were just dedicated to doing semiconductor, like SanDisk and many semiconductor companies. I have a list, but I forgot the names. I showed that like for me, having a background on semiconductor might give me the opportunity. One day I would like to work in such a company and have the background and the fundamentals.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Next.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I'm joining semiconductor device because my FYP is based on semiconductor, gallium nitride. So I want to know more on how semiconductor operate and how the principle of semiconductor.
So you have no choice, Iman?
No, it's not no choice because I want to know a lot about semiconductor and how it's radiate, like our FYP. Yeah.
Okay, for your information, everybody, Aiman is doing FIP under me. So basically, he has no choice other than coming, because otherwise he will not understand. He will go scold for not understanding. So better to enhance his understanding for his FIP, he has to take this subject. Otherwise, I don't know what he will explain in his FIP thesis and project. Okay, next. You know who you are? Okay. Tak dengar lah, sister. Can you speak louder?
Before I take software, so the same as Hannah reason, I want to learn more about hardware as well. And
yeah, but there are many other courses of hardware. You don't have to join this class.
But because it caught my eye, and semiconductor is quite similar to me. So yeah, I heard a lot about semiconductor as well.
What do you know a lot about semiconductor?
It's not like I know a lot about semiconductor, but more like
I don't know.
Most Most people are talking about the semiconductor, which this has semiconductor and this also has semiconductor, that and that.
Sister, your reason is not very strong. I don't know. Are you like your friends of Hannah? You joining because of Hannah?
No.
So you forgot to enroll other class. You have no choice. You have to enroll this class.
Quite so.
Huh?
Quite. Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. So okay, I will give to those like you. I'll give you another advice after this. Okay, thank you, Kamalia. Next.
As one of our brother claimed that the running world is all technology based, and the technology like the chips and the other components depends on semiconductor. So, as I'm willing to go toward semiconductor industry, so this course is much needed for me. the Moore's law.
Huh?
That the Moore's law.
Yeah. So.
I am thinking of my future to be the help of in serving the community communication sector. So I think this
Yeah.
post will help me know a lot more
But in
about.
communication sector, maybe it's good for you to join antenna class or something like that, right?
No, I don't mean the communication sector. I mean the chips and other components on the device or any electronic devices.
Where are you at now?
I'm in Bangladesh at my home.
So you're doing FIP2 at home?
No. I just got vaccinated and my visa is not valid anymore. So I'm working on to come back again in a few months.
Okay, thank you, brother. What should I call you, Ifaj or Afridul?
Yeah, Ifaj.
Okay, thank you, brother Ifaj. Next. Quickly or kick you out. Waalaikumsalam.
Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Actually, the reason I don't have any specific reason during this class, because I didn't know anything, not know much about semiconductor. So I hope this class can enlighten me more about semiconductor. Also, my friends already joined this class before, so he said that this class, he said that semiconductor is interesting.
Who's your friend?
Azam.
Azam. Dia dapat kerja belum?
He in the same semester as me.
Oh, he has one more semester. Okay. Alright, thank you, Faris. Next.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Aiman, text Maisara about the rules because I don't think she knows and she comes late. So Aiman text Maisara on the rules. Okay, go on, Fadli.
Okay, the reason of I'm enrolling in this class is I really like hardware part and not really interested in software or coding. So I want to benefit as much as I can from this class for my working environment later.
Other classes you can also benefit, brother.
I also enroll in VLSI this semester.
This semester also VLSI?
Yes.
Okay. Dia tak ada? Okay, alright. Okay, brothers, everybody spoken, right? Maisara, your turn.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. Where's your camera?
Rosak.
Huh, rosak?
Mine is broken. So.
Okay lah.
Next time I'll.
Next time.
When am I supposed?
Next time we have a discussion. Okay, Maisara, why you join this semiconductor devices class?
I joined this semiconductor class because I want to know about my project in details, and I think it is interesting because the semiconductor that we have learned in second year is actually we have more than what we learned in second year. So it is actually interesting, and I want to know it in details.
Are you sure it's interesting? Tell me what's interesting.
I mean,
Because you say it's interesting.
It's about semiconductor, right? So we can adjust, we can take advantage if we adjust the properties. That's what makes interesting.
So adjust the properties already interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Other classes also very interesting. Okay, everybody, Maisara is my FIP student as well. So she has no choice. Basically, she wants to tell that, but she cannot be too frank. So she's both Aiman and Maisara is from communication. So even from the communication, you are allowed to take a cross program. So actually, all of you, those who are not sure why you are here, And those who are still thinking why you are here, you can take courses from communication, no problem, I can sign for you. Okay, so let's say for example, oh, I don't like the rules, this is very difficult. This week, if you find any elective from communication and you're interested to join, you can contact the lecturer over there. Okay, if the lecturer say okay, there's a form to sign, I will sign for you if you need my signature. Okay, so it means that you are not stuck with me, because I know normally, you know, I will be shocked whenever I have students in my class. Normally student doesn't want to enter my class, I don't know why. Like my Sarah said, I find semiconductor devices interesting. I don't know lah my Sarah kenapa dia interesting, dia kata change property interesting. For me there are many more things which are interesting, but students normally don't join, because of maybe I think one of the reason the strict rules that I have in my class. But I believe that if you are, I only want serious students in my class. Those who want to play around, who don't want to have real knowledge, then you are welcome to leave the class. So in my course, I just want those who are interested and you know and what they call it, hardworking, and you know who are really sincere to learn, to join my class. So as I mentioned, and then I think this time when I see like 11 people enroll, there's something wrong. So when I ask around, I realized MEMS are not open. Normally all of you will go to MEMS class. This semester there's no MEMS open, I think alternate semester. So semiconductor based semiconductor based courses, you have VLSI, you have semiconductor device, and you have MEMS at the moment, trio. So MEMS only offer like alternate semesters. My semiconductor device, I love my course so much that I offer every semester. Even though there are only 2 students, I'm happy to teach. Okay, so VLSI design, I think I'm not sure whether it opens every semester or not. It depends. Sometimes every semester, sometimes not. But mostly every semester. Okay, so and what is these courses about? I think some of you have no idea what this course is about. I will tell you. Actually, the best is actually for you to join semiconductor device first before VLSI design. Why? Semiconductor device is the basic of the semiconductor industry. Basically, in our course, you'll be learning a lot of physics. Okay, physics. Oh, madam, I don't like physics. Okay, if you don't like physics, then this is not the course, because you will be learning a lot of physics, and there's no calculation, nearly zero calculation this course. Most of it will be on the understanding and the understanding of the physics. So if there's no calculation, how's the question, you will ask. The question in the exam or quizzes will be based on scenario. So I give a scenario, and then you have to understand the scenario, and you have to tell me what happens during the scenario. Okay, what happens to electron hole, what happens to the the current, the mobility. So this is very nearly very fundamental very fundamental course. VLSI design is already on the application side. So basically you take the physics and you implement it. That's VLSI design. So you already make into transistors. In this course, you'll be learning about devices as well, but you're learning basic of the devices. How does a transistor works? How does a diode works? How a photodetector works? How a solar cell works? How does a laser work? How does a light emitting diode LED works? Basically, that is the question that we're going to answer in this class, but with a very minute detail going down to the electron hole. How's the carrier inside the devices move? For example, in the VLSI, in the electric circuit, in electronics, you only consider current. That's the lowest level that you learned before. Now you go deeper. Instead of just the current, you'll be learning about what makes the current. What is it a current? What is a current? How do you get current? What are the different types of currents? Dia lagi detail lah. So basically that's the thing that you'll be learning in this course, mostly on physics. So if you I know some of you be afraid that there will be no that's why when there's no calculation, if you memorize in this class, I will tell you, you will fail. this course. So memorization will not help you in this course. In this course, you have to understand. So that's why I will go very what they call it, slow and detailed for you to understand, because I want you to have the concept of it. So if you memorize, if I twist the question, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, I will tell you, you cannot answer. If you skip my class, for example, it's okay madam, I'm a genius, okay, I welcome you to skip my class. I am sure you cannot answer my quizzes afterwards. So it's not just about reading. Even if I give you 10 textbooks on semiconductor device, I can assure you will not understand, because semiconductor device is a subject that you have to learn and you have to like interaction to really understand. So otherwise, if you just read, very rarely you will understand. So it was like me before. I tried to read, cannot understand until somebody teach me. So brothers and sisters, so that's why I if you want to join, if you still going to continue this class, you cannot miss one class. If you miss one class, the next class you don't understand, then like the avalanche, like the snowball dekat mountain. You miss one, then it will go down and suddenly tsunami, you dead. You just realize you are dead. Okay, that's how. So missing one class, you miss one part, you miss the rest of the. You won't understand. So this is how crucial it is. So you come to the class for the knowledge. If you miss one, I'm really sorry, you'll be in trouble. Because even this subject, okay, let me scare you more. So if I scare you more, those who are I always believe those who are sincere, who are strong, who are hardworking, who will stay. And when I scare, I think normally half of the class will gone. So let's see this time how many, whether we manage to and normally I don't know, normally the one who got scared normally are the sisters. I don't know why. So they are the one who will suddenly say, okay madam, we found another class. Say okay, good. Okay, good. But but there are sisters who stay, which I respect them a lot. So but they kena bersabar lah. They have to be patient throughout the semester. Okay, but my Sarah, whatever it is, you have no choice and Aiman. So you better make sure you participate and you understand. So to just scare you more, semiconductor device, is it an easy subject or not? What do you think?
No.
Kamalia?
No.
No. Why?
Because physics sometimes are not understandable.
Because you don't understand physics? If you're an engineer, you don't understand physics, then why you become an engineer? That's my question. So all of you, so if you want to become an engineer, you don't understand physics, why are you doing engineering in the first place? And mathematics. Engineering is about mathematics and physics. If you don't understand, but madam, I have no choice. I've been here for 4 years already. I couldn't quit. For example, if you answer like that, okay, then I say good, finish your degree. I wish you all the best. So you might need it, especially if you go to a company where serious engineering work is there. So the answer is semiconductor devices, is it easy or difficult? Let me tell you a story. When I was in UK, one of the subjects that many people avoided is semiconductor device, and many even to do a PhD or research, one of the subjects that they will shun away is semiconductor device. Semiconductor. Why? Because of the concept. As I told you, right? If you read 10 textbooks, you might not understand. So that's why classes and to understand in the class is vital. If in the class you don't understand, then you'll be suffering. So many decided not to go to this route. So is it easy to score in this class? Okay, let me ask you. You don't ask me. You can ask me any question. Now I'm answering. I'm asking and I'm answering myself. But you can ask me any question since you're so. Is it easy to score or not in my class? I would say if you really understand the class, you will score. But you need to really understand. So if you don't understand, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Have anybody failed my class before? Oh, that's a good question. So I praise my own self for asking that question. So has anybody failed my course? Nearly failed many. So that's why at your in the end, so because you have the carry mark, you have the carry mark, and you also have the final. And normally students struggle at the final. So normally I will tell the student in the final, try your best. My final is open book. But I mean, like 3 hours of torture, the student will say they don't have enough time. Say, why is it difficult? It's open book. They say they couldn't find the answer in the internet. Yes, of course lah kan. I wouldn't make a question that is the answer is in the internet. But then if the student fail, I will call for the student for interview. So after in the interview, if you fail the interview, if I feel that you don't understand during my interview, you still cannot answer, then most of the time the student I will. If fail the interview, I will ask you to do the exam again. So your friend will be like enjoying already at that time. You'll be doing the course. But in the end, the student pass lah, but have to go to torture a bit. Okay, so that's how I will do. Because I will not pass you until I'm sure that you understand. Then how it's not an amanah from me. You go to a company, Semiconductor, say, hi, how come you don't know this? How come you don't know that? So you need to understand. Okay, so if you understand, it's easier for you to remember. But if you memorize, or you get confused. So as I said from the beginning, if you are going to stick to this class, make sure you understand from the beginning. So the beginning is very crucial. The concept of electron hole. Even that, if you tertukar, if you like mix up between electron and holes, again, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, you will suffer throughout until the end, because you will see a lot of electron hole jumping here and there. You don't know what they're doing and why they jump here, why they jump there, why only halfway, things like that. Okay, any question?
No question, madam.
Okay, no question. So you have a week to rethink, brothers and sisters. So you have but let me tell you, number one highest income to Malaysia, okay, meaning the industry that gives the top income to Malaysia is a semiconductor industry. The one that with the highest amount of job, a lot of a job, is the semiconductor industry. So and you can see the GDP of Malaysia mostly on the electronic. If you look what inside the electrical electronic is basically semiconductor, like company like Intel, Infineon, apa lagi company NXP, there are many. Texas Instrument, if you over here, there's in the Keramat there's Texas Instrument, Shin Etsu, also a semiconductor company. Previously we have Motorola. These are all semiconductor company, and they always tell me, oh, we want to find people to work with us, but they couldn't find, because the student doesn't have the background, number one, and number two, doesn't have good result. This semiconductor company, they pay you a lot in terms of salary, but they want to see that you are good. Okay, so if you do VLSI design, you do semiconductor device, tick, you're in their tick list. But make sure you have a good result as well. Otherwise, they will argue, how come you take semiconductor device get a C or D? It means that you don't understand it. Okay, alright. Tak ada soalan lah. Ada any question before I proceed with my slide?
Ada.
Okay. Right. So what's the assessment method in this class? You will have only 3 quizzes. Okay. Only 3 quizzes of 15%. Not many. I try not to give much of the workload on my student because I know you have other classes as well. But make sure you score. Make sure you study very hard for it. So because you don't have a second chance. Okay. So quizzes, 3 quizzes, 15%. Assignment. Maybe this one I will change. I think how do I change? I think I can change suka hati ke. So let's make it 20%. Let's make this 25%. Okay. Betul kena 30, 40, 50. Okay. So 20% on quizzes, 3 quizzes, then assignment, that only 1 assignment of 25%. That's a lot. Okay, 1 assignment, you need to do a presentation on one of the what do you call it, optoelectronic device. Optoelectronic device consists of photodetector, LED, laser and solar cell. These are the 4 optoelectronic device that you'll be learning in this class based on semiconductor. And then and nowadays, you know, the industry, the solar industry in Malaysia and around the world, especially in Malaysia, is booming. Boom, boom. You will see exploding. Even Petronas now going for solar, right? So yeah, it will be a good asset to know about solar cell. And then attendance and akhlak 5%. This suka hati saya. I will decide whatever. If I say 1, you have no way to argue with me. If I give 1, I give 3, I give 5. So it's up to me. Final, if you are good, why should I give you a 0 or 1? If you are good, then I give you 5. You can easily get free 5, but you can also easily get 0. Okay. Final examination, 50% of the final examination that you need to pass in order to pass this course. Okay. Then after I think this is so that's the basically that you will be learning inshallah in this that will go through in this course. So what you will learn first, you will learn about all the basic semiconductor. What is how does the current flow, what is current, what are different types of current, how do you get devices with semiconductor. Then you will be focusing on the p-n junction diode, and from the p-n junction diode you'll be learning about the optoelectronic device, that I said, the 4 optoelectronic device. Then after that we will do BJT, bipolar junction transistor, detail of it. Then after finally we'll do Mosfet. In VLSI you just focus on Mosfet, on using it in a circuit. In this class you just learn on the physics of a Mosfet. How does Mosfet works? Do you know or no? I think you just think it's a magic. Suddenly we have a handphone, you know, handphone that works magically. No, it's not magic. It's based on physics. Okay, and then you'll be learning on the physics in this class. Okay, any question? I always tell my student a sign of a good student, of a smart student, is the one who asks a lot of questions. If you don't have question, I can ask you question. Yes. The answer you quiet is yes. Okay, I will ask you question. So in my class, it will be like this. It's a game. If you don't ask me question, I will ask you question. So you need to beat me in the game by asking me first the question. Because if you don't, because you have to answer my question, and you don't. If you cannot answer my question, you already losing the game. Okay. So, and my question is not easy normally in the class. So that's why I will say, do you understand? You quiet. It means that you understand. When I say you understand, I'll ask you question lah to test your understanding. Okay, so I ask you again. Do you have any question? No. Faris, I have a question to you. What is a semiconductor?
Sorry.
What is a What is a semiconductor?
I think a nano hardware inside electronic device.
Nano hardware inside electronic device.
Like small inside like handphone.
Okay. Do you take VLSI design, Faris?
Yes, this semester.
Oh, this semester. So last semester awak ambil apa?
Last semester I took mobile application development elective.
Aiman, what is a semiconductor? Okay, no. Do you agree with Faris with his answer? In my class I will cross check like this, so you cannot sleep because you have to listen to your friend's answer and you need to think whether what his answer is right or wrong. So this I give you a glimpse of the whole semester what will happen for you to decide for this week. Aiman, do you agree with Faris?
Yes, madam. I'm not sure.
You also not sure?
Agree.
Huh?
I'm not agree with Faris because it's not just like
I don't agree. You don't agree?
I don't agree with Faris because it's just not like a nano.
So, but
semiconductor is the material that we can is it a partially insulator and a partially conductor. So it includes with these two material in periodic table. So it either it can insult it can.
kenapa kamera awak tu nampak kepala je? What's wrong with you? I mean, what, you cannot pull back your camera? One of the thing that saya geram dia tengok student nampak kadang nampak tudung ujung ni je nampak. Ya Allah, apa dia nak suruh saya tengok tudung apa? Okay, brother.
So this semiconductor, it can dope with impurity to change the property of insulator and conductor.
Do you understand, Garib? His answer?
No, I don't understand that.
Don't understand, right?
I mean, I don't know much about semiconductor. All I know is it's a chip.
But I'm asking you, do you understand what's Aiman's explanation? No, Aiman. So you need to improve on your explanation for those who.
Alright.
Okay, because in the exam, you have to explain in terms of paper. If your friend cannot understand, if I cannot understand, how are you going to get the marks? So you need to be able to explain clearly that you understand the question or the answer. Okay, so saja je tanya, since you don't ask me any question, that's why I ask you question lah, because you don't ask me any question. So semiconductor is it depends. If I say semiconductor alone, you should ask me, madam, is it semiconductor device or semiconductor material? You don't ask me question, so you can ask me back. So you can, both answers you can, if I ask semiconductor in general, it may mean semiconductor material. So you'll be learning on material level physics. First few weeks ni, you'll be learning on the material level, the semiconductor material. What is it? How come we can use this semiconductor material to make device? If you don't understand the material, you cannot you as an engineer, you don't know how to use it to make a device. When Faris' answer is nano, that's also interesting. Then we will, in this class also, you'll be learning about nano a bit. You will learning about quantum well. Quantum well is and quantum dot. Quantum dot is like nano scale. Part of the semiconductor material. Sebab nano ni 10 to power minus 9. Semiconductor is not bulk. You can still see although it's very small integrated chip, is not yet nano. Nano is smaller than the Intel integrated chip. Currently, now the technology are getting, that's why fundamentals is very important, because technology of the semiconductor now going very fast, and now they are going for nanoscale, and the physics are getting really interesting and difficult as the technology getting further and further. They want to make it cheaper and cheaper. Can you imagine previously, a thumb drive? I remember I started working in your IA in 2003. How you are very young at that time, I think. Were you born 2003? Yeah, like 2-3 years old, maybe 4 years old at that time. So I already working in IIM at that time. I working as a tutor there, and I remember when I started working, I give every staff a thumb drive. I said, wow, thumb drive, because during my undergrad, there's no thumb drive. We are using the floppy disk. Can you imagine my time? So it shows how old I am. So we're using not the floppy yang lembek tu, the smaller ones. During my primary school, we use the big floppy one, and during my undergraduate, the small hard disk, the small like thicker. Then during my working, it's so expensive, the thumb drive, so I don't normally buy as a student. I don't have money. So when I become a staff, I give a present to all the staff thumb drive. And you know what's the memory of the thumb drive at that time? That's a state of the art. At that time, 2003, it was 64 megabyte. And I was like, wow, at that time, wow, 64 megabyte. Because why I say wow? Because at that time, 64 megabyte can keep a lot of Word document. If Word document, at that time, we don't save video, we don't save songs, we just study. We are a good student. So at that time, the disk one disk can only save maybe 5 or 7 Word document. But this, wow, 64 megabyte, it can save like 20, 100 of Word document. It's what? Excellent, and it was this big. Now, with one thumb drive, what's the common memory in one thumb drive?
16
what?
16
GB.
Yeah, 16 gigabyte is normal. Gigabyte, right? Gigabyte. And it's getting cheaper and cheaper. And thanks to the semiconductor device industry. So the engineers are pushing it to become smaller so it can be cheaper to us. So the fundamentals is in the physics. Okay, so that's the background of this course. Okay, so alright. So today is what? Tuesday. Thursday, the coming Thursday, there's no class. Okay, I'm giving you some homework for you to go and read, search the internet. All the basics are in the internet. You don't but once you read, we need to go to the class to make sure you understand, because even if you watch YouTube pun mungkin you misunderstand. So I want you to read, to watch, and then we have a discussion what it is. I will ask you question through our communication. You will know whether you understand or not. Okay, so write down what are the things that I'm going to ask you to find out, because this is the things that I ask you to do is basically when you join semiconductor device class, I assume you know the fundamentals of semiconductor. Why? Because you should learn this in your first year of electronics. First year electronics, you learn a little bit of semiconductor. What is it? What is electron hole? What's doping? What is dopant? What is donor? But I don't know. Do you still remember all that? Hannah, do you still remember what is a donor atom?
No, I don't remember.
Ifaj, do you know what is a hole?
Come again, madam?
Do you know what is a hole? Hole.
Oh.
Oh.
When electron position, it leaves a hole in the area, surface area.
Does hole have a mass?
No.
Okay, that's why. Huh?
No. Hole has. What did you ask?
Does hole have a mass?
No. poles.
So, you know, I always tell my student, when you learn semiconductor, there is this kindergarten level, you have the primary level, and you have a higher school level. So the one, your knowledge now, brothers and sisters, are in the kindergarten level of semiconductor. Whole has a mess. Okay, I know it's shocking, but that's why we need to know what is a whole, because you know when first darjah satu first darjah satu apa in English, apa darjah satu apa
Standard one.
standard one. When a standard one asks a question to a teacher, what is I don't know, give a concept, a difficult concept. What is quadratic equation, for example standard one ask that question, what the teacher will answer, quadratic equation is just a mathematics, it's just a more complicated mathematics, right? Is that right? It's not wrong, right? But it's just one level. But you will go to the form 1, what is a quadratic equation? Then your teacher will say quadratic equation is when you have two unknowns, right? So the same goes to the whole just now. The whole that you know is in the standard one. So now we want to go to undergraduates level, which that's why you need to relearn. It doesn't mean that it's wrong to know that quadratic is a more difficult or more complicated mathematics, but it's not entirely true, right? So that's how we go through. So okay, brothers, jot down. Number 1, you need to find out. Go and watch credible YouTube channels. I would prefer you to watch YouTube channel rather than, you can also read. If you like to read, you can read. If you like to watch, you watch. There are many YouTube channel, but make sure it's a good one, not the one that anybody. For example, now I can ask Faris, go and make a YouTube channel about Electron Hole. So Faris can do it. You know, it's wrong maybe. So somebody else can do that and put it in the internet, right? So make sure it's from a credible source. Number 1, you need to find out on electron hole. What is it? What is an electron? What is a hole? What is a carrier? What is, okay, you're writing down, right? Electron hole. What is a proton? What is a neutron? What is a nucleus? Okay, so this I know this is very basic. If I don't know, if I ask you what is a proton, Garib? Garib?
Yes.
What is a
so
proton? Do you know what is a proton?
Protons are the ones circling around. And
What is a proton?
if I'm not mistaken, the nucleus has proton and electron, proton and neutron.
So what is a proton?
The definition of it, or
Yeah, what is it? If a standard one asks you, okay, abang-abang, what is a proton? You know up to that only. Okay, let's ask Fadli. What is a proton? Berpeluh abang ni, standard one. Abang, what is a proton?
The outer layer of an atom.
Abang. Ayo, abang. Abang Elmi, what is a proton?
Proton is a positive charge subatomic.
What does subatomic means?
A substance that make atom.
Substance that make an atom? So
That 3 subatomic, right? 3? 3, yes, 3.
So what's the charge of a proton?
Positively charged.
Okay, what's the charge of a electron?
Negatively charged.
What is the charge of a hole?
No charge. Free of charge.
Really? Okay, that's the thing that you need to find out. Okay.
Okay.
Normally, student will get confused. Electron, hole, proton.
Charge hole is positive charge. Okay.
So what's the difference between proton and hole?
Hole is when electron leave the atom. Yeah. The electron leave an atom, they create hole.
So can proton move?
No, proton is too fat to move.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's because electron is lighter. So compared to electron, proton is fat.
Not accurate. It's not entirely wrong. Okay, another thing is semiconductor device. One other thing that may scare you. Another thing is in semiconductor device is very accurate, specific. So when you say heavy or you say the reason why, although generally it's correct, it must be precise. The word precise. Okay, brothers and sisters, so that's why whenever we talk, you need to understand the precise word, because when you say excite, jump, it may mean the same thing, but the problem is if you use the wrong word, it can mean something else, then it becomes wrong. Okay, so but you can go and find out after this. So electron hole, proton, neutron, find out. Carrier, what does electron hole pairs means? There's also they say electron and hole, and you have electron hole pairs. What does it mean? Okay, another thing is semiconductor. What is semiconductor material? Okay, what is a semiconductor material, and what are the types of semiconductor material that we have? Okay, and number 3, this is the third category, is the doping. What is doping? What is dopant? What is a donor? And what is acceptor? Don't worry, I'll paste this in a video in the internet later on, so you can have a look back. And number 4, what is band gap? What is energy band diagram? What is energy band diagram? What is a band gap? Ni fundamental semua yang patutnya dah settle lah sebelum masuk. That means that you should supposed to settle this before you join the class. And finally, I think we'll start until there for first Fermi level, FERMI level, FERMI level. Oh, if you can answer to me that you understand Fermi level, I will salute you. Okay, so go and find out about Fermi level. If you don't understand, okay, brothers, now brothers and sisters, I want you to go and find out and understand. So next class, before I ask you question, you are supposed to ask me question, but you need to ask the right question. You cannot ask me back, madam, what is a semiconductor material? Cannot back. So you are supposed to ask me specific question that shows you actually have read about it, but you don't understand certain parts only. Okay, so if you don't ask me question, I will ask you question. So that's how the class will go. So then, so that the teaching and learning will happen. Boleh? Okay, 9:52. Okay, so I give you, so this Thursday there won't be any class. Use the time wisely to find all this. We have a discussion next week if you are still in this class. Inshallah. Okay, we are not in this class. All the best to you. I wish you all the best in your life. Alright. So in my class, we will end the class every time with a doa from the brothers, because I believe brothers are leader of the ummah. Okay, if there's a war, the front line, we should push the brother. We shouldn't push the sister in the front line of war. So now, so you have to be voluntary. So every time there must be a volunteer between a brother to recite the doa before we close. If no volunteer, we'll stay here until tomorrow. Okay, who wants to do the honor today? And we will rotate.
Madam, before we proceed with dua,
Yeah.
Are you gonna note down the stuff that you mentioned, or should I repeat it just to confirm that what you said about the things that we're supposed to do?
I will upload this video. You can watch the video later.
Right.
Okay. Okay, thank you, brother. Who's going to volunteer? As I said, if you go late to the next class, don't blame me. You blame your friend for not making the doa. And sister, we blame the brothers. But you also suffer if the brother doesn't come forward.
Madam, I will recite the doa.
Okay, Almi, go on.
Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma infa'ni bima 'allamtani wa 'allimni.
Brother, you need to make you are making dua for for us, not for yourself.
Allahumma infa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una. Allahumma inna as'aluka fahmal nabiyyi Allahumma inna nas'aluka fahman nabiyyi wa hifzal mursalin al-muqarrabin. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alu hazana idha syi'ta sahla.
Okay. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah
Kina azabana sallallahu alaihi wasallam Muhammad wa sallam walhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah alamin. See, all of you need to be able to learn. So if you don't know any doa, make sure you learn, because your time will come in this class if you still with my class. Okay, thank you very much. Let's end with tasbih kifarah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Okay, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Medium.
Salam, madam. Thank you.
Madam.